Hello and welcome to Week 6 of Electric Football. As always, with you, I'm Stu Pace.
That's Stuart, the pugilist pace.
Brrr.
And I'm Steve Bouncer Brown. And we're ready to get into week six, just pretty much right off the bat. Uh,
We do want to let you know it's Monday night, so the Jets and the Falcons have not played according to our watches.
there we go. But we already know who's going to win that one anyway, so we'll just go right on ahead. Stu, you want to start us out?
Yes, first I'd like to introduce our guest tonight, Ricky Williams.
Yes, Ricky is with us in person.
He has brought his spliffs and
got all dressed up, and yeah, we're ready to go. He doesn't want to take his helmet off because of the shyness.
Yeah. Well, last week Steve led off with a line that said, "What a great week of matchups coming up this week," and boy was he right. There were some really good games this week. Conversely, Week 6 is not so much. So we're going to get right into it. It's the Giants at the Bears on Thursday night, and holy cow, Eli Manning's in epic fail mode. Cutler's in epic Cutler mode, which means you can never tell what he's going to do. And I don't even know what to do here. Marshall's non-existent. Who do you pick here?
0-5 Giants. If you told me that at the beginning of the season, I would have said no way. Habitually, I underestimate the Giants, and this year I did not, and I should have.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the Bears win this one on a much more cohesive team. The problems that the Bears have to fix are not that great. The problems that the Giants have to fix are O-line, running game, linebackers,
Yeah.
you name it. It's not a quick fix for the Giants. It's not as if one player is going to come back and make the difference, or David Wilson will stop fumbling and everything will be right.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants, I think, have been outscored 182 to 82. That's not even competitive, folks.
Right.
So I'm taking the Bears easy in this one.
I'm taking it at home because I thought the Bears were going to run away with a lot of it this year. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they have to win this one. They're home. Giants aren't doing anything. This is one of those weeks though where the Giants will probably come back and crush them 42 to 10.
Or this is one of those weeks where the Giants season completely caves in and they realize we're going to have to make wholesale changes after the season.
Yeah. Bill Cowher's checking his calendar for next year.
I want John Gruden.
Oh, okay. Packers at Ravens. Tough game to call here. Ravens were not impressive against Miami, even though they got the win. And quite frankly, neither were the Packers. I thought the Packers were going to be a lot more explosive last week against Detroit. At home, without Calvin Johnson, Detroit shouldn't have even put up a fist fight. But the Packers didn't do much. I'm taking them here. I think the Ravens should be able to run against Green Bay. But Miami, threw for 300 yards on the Ravens defense, and that's telling. And that's not with Aaron Rodgers.
A win is a win against a good team. So the Packers beat Detroit. You have to give them credit for that. It may not have looked pretty. The Ravens squeaked by against Miami, which I think you picked, right?
No, I picked Miami.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You picked Miami. I should have been saying that. No, that's not what I was saying.
I don't know.
Cut. Take over. Yeah, you went against your own team and you were right. It happens. In this game, I don't see the Packers losing unless Ray Rice really runs wild on them. I don't think the Packers are going to let that happen. I think the Ravens have gotten old quick. I think they're having a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. I think we've got a really weird noise in the background here that we don't know what is, and we're just going to go right on through it.
You can't hear it. I can't hear it. Nobody can hear it.
So give me the Packers in this one.
Okay. Bengals at Bills. Thad Lewis is now your Bills quarterback.
And the Bengals are coming off a huge win in a torrential downpour. They stopped Tom Brady's, 52-game touchdown streak?
Yep, stopped his streak.
I started this season riding the Bengals. I've been nervous about that pick, but I'm sticking with it. I think the Bengals have a very, very aggressive, slightly underrated D that is going to do a lot of damage to the Bills this week.
And I think they're improving. I think they're getting more confidence. I think that game will be a huge boost for them. We just beat Tom Brady pretty badly. They didn't just beat him. They beat him.
It's a confidence-building win.
I like them by at least 12 points. I think they're going to pick this kid, Thad Lewis, apart, and he's going to wish he never came onto the field. Lions at Browns. 5 weeks ago, I would have laughed at this game. It's not so funny anymore. The Browns are really playing well.
But Hoyer got hurt, didn't he?
Oh, that I don't know.
Yes, he got crunched on a run where he landed awkwardly.
So who's the quarterback?
Don't ask me those questions.
Maybe it's Thad Lewis from Buffalo.
So
research for next week.
Lions at Browns. You've got some injury issues with Hoyer, Calvin Johnson, big players out, but Detroit can afford to lose more than more players, more talent. They have more depth than the Browns. They're used to winning. they're just in a better division right now. The four teams in the NFC North have been to the playoffs, in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So when they look bad against the Packers, they're looking bad against a very good team. The Browns have played above their heads. I think it's time that settles down a bit. Give me the Lions in this one.
I'm taking the Browns.
Okay.
Gut feeling. I don't know. I just like them. Rams at the Tekkens.
The Tekkens, which is a fighting game, by the way.
Yeah, great. The Rams didn't look impressive against Jacksonville, and I don't expect the Texas defense to allow much else to happen. Houston, they're in a tailspin. They have to right the ship. This is the week. If they don't win here, I swear to God, Kubiak's gone. I say it every week. Make it happen.
They don't have to right the ship. They should right the ship against the Rams, but Matt Schaub's confidence is just shot. It's now a question of holding on to his job. He set a record, first QB ever to throw 4 pick sixes in a row, like 4 weeks in a row. He's thrown an interception for a touchdown. The Sherman one killed them. They got run out of the building against the 49ers.
Yeah.
I expect them to win this game. I'm going to take them, but I would not bet any money on it, and I would not be surprised if the Rams surprise them. So give me the Texans at home based on talent and based on desperation, I guess.
Yeah, I'm taking them too, but it's a cautious taking them. The next game will involve the Minnesota Vikings.
There we go.
There they are. He's allergic to them now, and I'm going to let him take it, but I'm taking Carolina here.
I think that's because I'm wearing my dusty old game-worn Vikings jersey. Who 71 was in the 70s, I have no idea. But it is a game-worn, folks. We have 3 quarterbacks, which means we have no quarterbacks at this point. As you've heard me say in the past, I am a Josh Freeman fan. This season may have destroyed that, and now he's on my team. So be careful what you wish for. I think Freeman has the most upside. I think the Vikings are getting a little desperate that they're not going to be able to give Adrian Peterson or Jaron Allen the kind of playoff runs they deserve based on their great careers. So I don't think it's a bad pickup, but what do? Ostensibly, Christian Ponder has not lost the job because of an injury. Matt Castle has the only win. But you know what you're getting with Matt Castle. There's only so much upside. There's also only so much downside, which might make him a better pick than Christian Ponder.
I'd go Castle over Freeman. Well, they're certainly not going to play Freeman this week.
Not this week.
Yeah.
But long term, did you pick him up to be your number 2? Did you pick him up to be your number 3? No, you picked him up to start.
Well, let's see if Schiano was the problem or if Freeman was the problem. I've been screaming about Freeman for 3 years now. Maybe it's Schiano. Let's find out.
Yeah, I think the Buccaneers have said it's Freeman by releasing him. I mean, how often does that happen? A QB, your starting
Not
QB
often.
Gets released? Not often.
Not even traded.
But what we should be looking at is this actual game, which the Panthers did not look impressive against the Cardinals.
Right.
The Vikes come off a long rest. The Vikes finally got a win. They're at home. Guess who I'm taking? I'm taking the Homeboys.
I'm taking the Panthers.
Okay.
Raiders at Chiefs. The Googly Mooglies are going for a 6th win to stay undefeated. Holy crap, the Googly Mooglies. Good for them. I like the Chiefs. I've never not liked the Chiefs. I'm a believer. The Raiders reminded us why games at midnight, it's just something America's really not ready for. They started at 11:30. They ended now.
I can tell you when they ended because I had some insomnia last night, and I was up watching it.
Wow, you and no one else.
I missed the start of it, and I saw Phillip Rivers dissecting them and then not able to finish the job. So the part of the Raiders that I saw, they were not impressive at all. They were not protecting Terrell Pryor. He was running for his life back there. But they must have had an impressive start.
They had a good first half.
What's his name? McFadden is injured. There's really nothing impressive about the Raiders, but they won. The Chiefs show you the difference that a good starting quarterback can make for a team, Vikings, and the change of a great coach. And Andy Reid is a great coach. I mean, I know he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
I firmly believe it now.
But he is a great coach. I believed in the Chiefs last year and saw them implode. I believe in them this year. I'm taking the Chiefs to win this one fairly easily.
Yeah, I agree. I think the opportunistic defense against the Raiders be too much for them to handle. We're going to go to the Steelers at the Jets. And how is it that the Steelers are 0-4? What happened here? The Jets are about to be beat up tonight by the Dirty Birds down in Atlanta. But I think they have a successful afternoon against the Steelers. Jets kind of always play them well, and I don't doubt that the Steelers will win. But one of those games where you just go, how did the Jets win? That's what you're doing Sunday night when you're looking at your scores going, how did that happen? It's one of those things.
I actually think the Jets are going to win this game regardless of what they do tonight against the Falcons, unless there's a major injury in that game, like a Geno Smith type injury.
Yeah, well.
The Jets defense really is playing above and beyond my expectations. That plays perfectly to the Steelers' weakness, which is their offense right now. Clearly, Roethlisberger does not get along with Greg McDaniels. Is that the hell? Whatever.
Who cares? He'll be gone by the end of the season. Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels, thank you. Who the hell is Greg McDaniels?
No. Drunk at the end of the bar.
Doesn't get along with Charlie Daniels and the Charlie Daniels band. Anyway, the Steelers' weakness is clearly right now on offense. They're discombobulated. They lost Mike Wallace. They don't have a running game. They lost their center, Pouncey.
Yeah.
So I think the Jets take advantage of that. I think it's an ugly, low-scoring game, and I think the Jets win it by 3.
Okay. Eagles at Bucks. It's Foles against Mike Glennon. If Vic is not injured, don't know what the status is today. Questionable, I think, is the listing right now. Still, the Eagles. LaShawn McCoy alone is going to take the Buccaneers here. He's just insane this year, and I'm hoping he doesn't get hurt because I'd really like to see this full season from him. And then you wonder if they start falling apart and he goes somewhere next year to win a championship.
The Eagles had less quit in them than the Giants. That was apparent. The Giants marched down the field and scored. The Eagles could have said, okay, here it goes, another bad week. And they didn't. They came back and won that game, even with the injury to Vic. It did not seem like a severe injury. I mean, he tried to play through it. He just sort of grabbed it as he was going out of bounds. But if you watched when JPP was coming after him, he could not get away.
Yeah.
So it is a question of the severity of the injury. But Nick Foles played great against the Giants. Almost 200 yards, won the game for him. So I don't see a way that you're going to pick the Bucs in clear disarray in the locker room, questionable coach, versus the Eagles, who still have something to play for in a terrible division.
Yeah.
A win in that division puts you right in the thick of things. So give me the Eagles on the road in this one.
All right. The Jaguars at Peyton Manning, it's just a matter of how many points.
It's sort of a question of when they take Peyton out. If you watch the classic that was the Dallas-Denver game this week.
Yeah.
And by the way, rarely am I going to pat myself on the back. I'll let Ricky Williams do it. Oh, thank you, Ricky.
Well done.
I got to tell you, I was watching that TV, and I said, here's where Romo chokes.
Yeah.
And God bless him, he did. Greatest game ever for a Dallas quarterback. And the second he got the ball with the game on the line, sack, interception, no big surprise in the Brown house.
No, not at all.
It felt really good to watch. Peyton Manning, you want to talk about, you said LaShawn McCoy, you want to see his season go the whole way? I am praying Peyton Manning does not have an injury. He is fun to watch right now. I don't like all the pre-snap, be like, burglar, hamburglar.
Papa John.
Yeah, but...
Kmart.
But
Omaha.
I'll tell you, I like watching the results. That is an exciting game. And, he's taken advantage of the weapons they gave him in that little Wes Welker. Demaryius Thomas, even on short passes, is amazing in his ability to go up and snatch the ball away from defenders. And when he gets it, he's tough to take down. He is fast and he's physical. Decker gets behind the defense more than I think he should. He's a great double move wide receiver. I don't know why
they're not that good. I don't understand it either.
There's
too much to cover.
Peyton Manning makes you that good.
Yeah.
The Jaguars, I talked about the Giants' point differential this year. The Jaguars is as bad. They are not competitive. They score less and they give up less, but it's still a huge differential. So I don't see any way that Denver doesn't walk away with this one. The spread is historical. It's one of the highest point spreads ever.
I didn't see it.
It's starting at 28. So if you want the Jags, you get a free 4 touchdowns. And if you take that, you're probably going to win. We're not doing against the spread here. We're doing straight up. Nobody's taking the Jags straight up. Give us the Broncos. Let's move on.
All right. Titans at Seattle, where Seattle lost on the road, which surprised me. I really thought they could do this, win 2 in a row. They played tough. It was a tough game to win, and they weren't able to do it. But welcome back to Seattle, where the 12th man. It's just impossible to win in Seattle for the most part. They're still one of the fastest teams on the field. Russell Wilson, he can light it up, and when they're home, he usually does. I don't. I like Tennessee this year. I like what they're doing on defense. They're playing very well. They played a great game against the Chiefs and had a chance to win that game at one point. But I'm taking Seattle here.
If you want to win the Super Bowl this year, you need to have home field advantage against Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a better record. You need home field advantage throughout the playoffs, so Seattle has to come to you in that championship game. And I expect them to be in that championship game.
I do too.
The 49ers righted their ship, and it's looking like that might be the clash of the Titans in that division. But Seattle...
This week is the Titans.
For some reason, yes, good point.
Thank you.
Well done. Well clever.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, Seattle does not play as well on the road. I can't remember a team that's quite as schizophrenic.
Yeah.
But at home against a slightly banged up Titans team, you got to take Seattle and you got to take them to win big.
Yep, agreed. We're going to go to Saints at Pats, which I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this game. My gut feeling is the Patriots are not going to really be competitive in this game. The Saints are firing on all cylinders. I think that's your matchup this year, the Saints and the Seahawks, for the NFC Championship. The way that the Saints are playing right now, they're almost unbeatable. The Patriots look like they might have finally cracked a little bit. But it's in New England. It's still Tom Brady. And the Saints on the road aren't a gimme.
So
I don't know what to pick.
Who you pick? All right.
I don't. I'm going to pick the Saints, but I think Brady will win.
I don't know what you're having for breakfast, but Stewart's waffling. You got to make a pick.
All right, I'm taking the Saints.
There you go. I'm taking the Saints too.
Oh, good. Okay.
Why not? They're on a roll. They're winning. Jimmy Graham is almost unstoppable. Will Gronk ever come back? Brady needs him desperately.
I don't care.
The 52-game touchdown streak ended. I don't expect the Patriots to beat the Saints this week based on the Saints' ability to put up points and the Patriots' inability to do the same at the same pace.
Okay.
Pierre Thomas might be the difference in this game. Darren Sproles might be the difference in this game.
Sproles is usually the difference in a game.
Yeah. I mean, just more weapons on offense. Neither team's been well. The Saints have been actually very, very impressive on defense.
They have.
You don't think of them as a defensive team, but credit to them. They've been they've sort of exceeded expectations there, and I expect them to shut down Tom Brady.
It's a difficult outdoor game, but I expect them to win too. We're going to roll over, sadly, to the Cardinals at the 49ers. Carson Palmer's going to be standing there like, I don't know what, like a statue. And the 49ers defense is just going to be around him like he's in a chum bucket.
The old chum bucket. I'm with you on that. The 49ers got their swagger back. They punched the Texans in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
They were my early season pick, and I'm sticking with them now. I don't see a way that the Cards hang with them for more than a half.
Me neither. So we're going to go to the Cowboys and the Redskins, and here's another game. There's a dilemma here. Can Romo play two great games in a row and not give the game away at the end? I'm not confident anymore. I was very high on the Cowboys this year. Obviously, you expect to win scoring 48 points in a game. You expect to win. You don't expect your defense to give up 51. So on any other given Sunday, this was a Cowboys win. They just happened to be playing Tony Romo at quarterback because he gave them the game. I mean, but otherwise, the Cowboys should have won the Broncos game, I think, theoretically, in any other Sunday. And I think they beat the Redskins here. I still don't think RG3 is healthy. Al Morris is kind of iffy. They don't have the horses, I don't think, right now. And they've got the oldest defense in the NFL.
As much as I hate the Cowboys, and I am certainly not a Tony Romo fan, that game cannot be fully blamed on him. There is no way that you should have a defense that never holds the other team's offense to punt.
Not once.
Not once. Actually, quick amazing stat for Denver. Peyton Manning has 20 touchdowns. Denver has punted 15 times this year.
Wow.
Figure out how often that happens in the NFL. Anyway, on to the Cowboys, Redskins. I'm with you on this, Stu. Denver actually has a very good defense, and Romo did carve them up. Des Bryant has been remarkable. I don't care if he fumbled. end zone reception, getting the feet down, breaking tackles. He is pretty well unstoppable. The Cowboys would be really frightening with Miles Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, they were down to like Cole Beasley as their third receiver.
Right.
It was a very impressive performance. As much as I hate them, the Redskins have not had a similar impressive performance this year. I'm with you that RG3 is still either injured or trying to get off the last of the rust. Give me the Cowboys on the road to win this and really reestablish themselves in the division.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we're together on that. I did change my mind after initially looking at it, but the more I thought about it, it's the Cowboys. The last game of the week is the Colts at the Chargers. Can someone please tell the NFL Network that Andrew Luck actually hasn't won anything yet? So, let's not give him the whole network airtime yet. Wait till he wins something. That being said, I think they're going to be good against the Chargers here. I think the Colts are starting to play solid ball on both sides of the ball. Luck is very good. I'm not discounting that at all. Rivers is an up and down streaky quarterback as well. I don't think there's much happening in San Diego, and clearly I think there'll be a lot of changes at the end of the season with them. I'd like to see the Bolts win here, but I think it's going to be the Colts, not the Bolts.
I actually think Luck doesn't get as much credit as he should. I think coming into the league with more dynamic runners in RJ3 and in Russell Wilson, he hasn't had those exciting single plays where he makes it with his feet.
But that's not the type of quarterback he is, and it's not the one that's successful in the league. For the most part, it's to stand in the pocket and throw the ball, guys.
Which is why I don't think he's getting enough credit. He has 9 come from behind victories for a Colts team that was horrible the year before him. I mean, unbelievably
They
horrible.
tanked for him. Come on, they couldn't have been 1-15 bad and then great because one guy showed up. I just don't believe it. They tanked the season. They sucked for Luck.
There he is. We were wondering.
I'm sorry.
We were wondering where conspiracy theories.
Can you imagine if Miami sucked for Luck? We'd be winning playoff games.
He popped out at the end.
I'm gonna hit the ground again.
And I'm not a big T.Y. Hilton guy.
Hilton.
Just small, speedy receivers don't. They often have big games and then they often disappear.
Yeah.
But I watched the end of that Chargers game. They looked good, but they were down against the Raiders and in just pure hurry up, throw it mode. And eventually Rivers did throw the crucial interception, and that's the end of it.
He's just not good.
The defense put some pressure on. They were getting a pass rush. I don't think they'll be able to do quite the same against the Colts. And I'm a huge believer in the Colts this year.
All right. You can be.
Yeah, so give me the Colts to win fairly easily in San Diego.
Okay. So there's week 6 from the boys at the NFL Network known as Electric Football, where we don't suck for luck. We snort with Ricky.
Actually, I'm going to take Ricky down.
Take him down. See you next week.